Today on eNEWS, should Alberta provide low-income students a free post-secondary education? The winner is how a contest helps this Southern Alberta man launch a new career, and why new legislation is needed to accommodate these important canines. Welcome to eNEWS. I'm Megan Williams.
And I'm Halen Cooper, and here's today's top story. The debate over whether or not Alberta should follow the Ontario government's move to offer some students free post-secondary education continues. The Wynne government built the Ontario student grant system for low-income families into its recently delivered budget speech. Here in Alberta, students appear split over whether the Notley government can afford to follow suit at a time when the economy is struggling and the province is running a multi-billion-dollar deficit. Cole Sweer reports.
Whether it's personal problems or financial issues, college can be a stressful time for some students. The Ontario government is looking to combat some of these stresses with their new student grant system. It is estimated that with these grants, 90% of college students, alongside 70% of university students, whose family income is less than $50,000 a year, will be eligible for full-time tuition coverage. Despite initial positive reactions, other Canadians are not entirely sure how to feel about the issue. Lethbridge College students are the perfect example of how divided people are on the topic.
I think that would keep a lot of people off the streets, younger kids off the streets, because they'd be more willing to go to school.
It also is going to impact it in the economy in a negative way as well, right? Because that money's got to come from somewhere.
It just depends on how much we're trying to do it. Like if we're trying to almost gouge the budget just to do this, it might be troublesome.
I mean, personally, I think it would be one of the better decisions made by someone this year.
Lethbridge College Business Administration instructor and 2015 NDP federal candidate Cheryl Mahedin says offering free post-secondary education not only affects Alberta when it comes to learning, but can also indirectly affect other aspects of society as well.
So I also think it's important to look at education in a wider scope. So the effect of education on that broader society. So how does it affect health? What are other social benefits that come from an educated population?
Mahedin says that full post-secondary education coverage is something that she hopes the Alberta government will look into. Whether or not Alberta chooses to adapt Ontario's new policy is still up in the air, but it's almost guaranteed that Alberta will be watching the fallout of this new policy closely. For eNEWS, I'm Cole Sweer.
Ontario's new grant system is being implemented for the 2017-2018 school year.
One lucky Southern Alberta man is about to launch a brand new career, and he'll do it thanks to a popular Lethbridge College promotional contest. 34-year-old Cody Gray received the chance of a lifetime when he was awarded with 2 years of tuition, books and accommodation in the program of his choice, having won the second annual Extreme Career Makeover. Gray says this opportunity will have a profound impact on his life and the lives of his family. Next week on eNEWS, our own Tonya Plain-Eagle will take you inside Gray's life and show you what direction he's headed with his new career. A course within Lethbridge College's criminal justice program has been forced to move from one area of the campus to the other. It's due to a structural issue in its former classroom. One wall inside the crisis classroom was deemed unsafe due to ongoing construction of the new trades building. We go now to Jonathan Gignard, who's standing by with more on the story. Jonathan?
Thanks, Megan. The Criminal Justice Program has shifted classrooms and is now sharing space with the Digital Communications and Media students, along with the Audio-Visual department. It's meant change for everyone involved, but so far no one's complaining.
The Criminal Justice Program is shutting the door to its original crisis classroom and is now on the move. What was designed to be an internal wall is now being used as an external structure due to the construction of the trades building. The condition of the wall was deemed unsafe. The classroom has been moved from the Andrews building to the third floor of the technology wing. CJ instructors say the condition of the wall was something they couldn't ignore.
It's actually physically moving, and so we had a little safety concern in relation to the students and being able to instruct in the class.
The move comes at a time where the crisis class introduces role-playing. The students are put in real-life crisis situations where they are taught to react to different controversial scenarios.
We're going to be able to do exactly what we do in the role plays at a different location, and in actuality, we can be a little bit more creative because of the way that the studio is set up.
Mays says he's impressed with how quickly the college reacted to the situation.
Being able to reestablish us so we can record and audio tape all of our stuff, and extremely flexible and moved within 24 hours.
Audio-visual leader Elio Girardi says he's happy to share his space, adding it wasn't much of an adjustment.
It's an easy move because in the studio it's a blank space. We have lighting grid up top, so it was really easy to hook up the cameras, send in some microphones, and set up the control room in here.
Now, and you are to take this.
Mays says the move is temporary. He fully expects for the wall to be replaced and everything to be put back in order in time for the fall semester of next year.
Mays adds this is the first time these students have experienced role-play in scenarios, but is confident they'll benefit from it.
John, have you had the chance to talk with any of the students?
Yes, and so far they seem to be excited about the whole experience and don't seem to have a problem with the move to their new location. Megan?
Thank you, John.
The Lethbridge College Students Association and other community organizations have partnered together to bring the college its first ever mental health and wellness fair. Reaching out to the student body, the LCSA looked to educate students on healthy lifestyle choices and the resources available to them in the community. Students at Lethbridge College brought the boogie to raise awareness on student wellness. The Lethbridge College Students Association partnered with other local organizations in hosting a mental health fair to escort students and health sources to the dance floor.
I felt like it was a great opportunity for us to connect to the students of Lethbridge College. We were able to get some community and college resources to communicate their goals to the students and make them aware of what they have to offer.
The two-day event shared tips on handling student stress and time management, as well as education on drug and alcohol abuse and exercise. In addition to information sessions, free food was handed out and organizations came with interactive booths to engage students. With a community-centric motto, Lethbridge Family Services is one organization that feels it can play an important role in the health and wellness of students.
Lethbridge Family Services has always have had their finger on the pulse of the community, and we are concerned about health and wellness with our department, and we thought it would be good to participate and offer our support.
Sharing details of all its programs, LFS wanted students to know there are resources available to everyone. Receiving interesting feedback from the student body, LFS was also positive it got its message across. Given the fair's success, the LCSA is confident the health fair will be held annually, but it's hoping to hold it earlier in the semester next year. Still with the LCSA, the organization is reaching out to students to receive their feedback on the quality of the college's mental health support programs. Cole Sweer has more on that front in this edition of Campus Horizons.
Hello and welcome to Campus Horizons. I'm Cole Sweer and I'm sitting here with LCSA Events and Communications Coordinator Tanner Marcer. So Tanner, what's the newest information on the LCSA health referendum right now?
Attached to our current election, we had the students vote on a health referendum whether to contribute money to a sustainable cause for account for mental health. Previously, we had our ACME Fund, which is Alberta Campus Mental Health Initiative, which was a grant from the Alberta government that got us money to improve the culture and the awareness of mental health here on the Lethbridge College campus. That fund is no longer available, so we wanted to make something sustainable here for our students.
How important do you think it is to give students accessibility and an outlet for those types of services?
I think it's very important. I think now is the age where students are going to encounter mental illness, stress, and I think if we make resources available for them, they will be better able to cope with those.
How did the LCSA kind of promote the idea and try to get students involved?
We didn't want to promote a yes or no sort of idea. We wanted the students to make their own decision. That's why it wasn't really too promoted.
Perfect. Thanks. That's all the time we have today for Campus Horizons. I'd like to thank my guest, Tanner Mercer. I'm Cole Sweer, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Cole. Coming up after the break, how one local woman is looking to make life better for people who depend on some special canines for emotional support. And it started out as a plan to help a loved one, but now it's a screaming good business that's taken off. We'll explain after the break.
Okay, when I get this reading done, I need to study for math, then time for work.
Have a lot on your mind lately? 1 in 100 people are affected by schizophrenia. They know. Give up.
Listen to me.
Give up. You're an idiot.
Hey.
They know.
Listen to me.
You will fail.
Hey.
You will fail.
Listen to me.
You're an idiot. You are going to fail. There is help, and there is hope.
Crime Stoppers and Lethbridge Regional Police need your help in solving a break-and-enter and theft. Sometime between November 11th and 18th, Southland Trailers on 41st Street North was broken into through the north end of the compound. More than 50 trailer rims and tires were taken from the business with an estimated value of $15,000. At least 2 people were involved in the theft. If you have any information on this or any crime, please contact Crime Stoppers by any of these methods. Standard message and data rates may apply. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 for information leading to an arrest. Remember, you will not have to attend court or testify, and you will remain anonymous. We want your information, not your name.
Welcome back. A local woman is working with the city to bring about change to the Alberta Service Dog Act after her emotional support animal was evicted from her home. Currently, emotional support animals aren't classified as service dogs and don't have the same rights to public space and housing under the law. Caitlin Wilson explains.
When somebody sees that you have a dog, oh, well, you have a pet, that's really nice, you know, but it's not. It's a type of home therapy.
Single mom and university student Monica Stetter has struggled with anxiety and depression for years. When a friend recommended she look into getting an emotional support animal, she did and got Kira.
That responsibility and routine made things easier in life. Okay, at 9 o'clock, I got to take the dog out for a walk, and you know, it made me feel almost more in control.
But 3 months after getting Kira, Stetter's landlord gave her an eviction notice for violating the lease's no pet clause. Despite having 3 medical documents saying she needed an emotional support animal, Monica had to find Kira a new home.
Currently, emotional support animals don't fall under the Service Dog Act. The difference between the two is task training. Service dogs are trained to help their handlers with day-to-day activities, but both provide comfort. However, emotional support animals don't have the same access to public space and housing.
Cedar Santana, executive director of Alpha Canine, a company who trains service dogs for people with post-traumatic stress disorder, says emotional support animals can be tremendously beneficial and need their own category under the Service Dog Act.
I think there are people that can benefit from an emotional support animal that don't necessarily need a service dog and are applying for service dogs, and that would take the burden off of service dog providers.
Since giving Kira a new home, Stetter has currently started a website and is working with a local MLA office to change the act.
We are looking at and pursuing whether there is a reason to expand the Service Dogs Act. So we're currently doing research on that in our constituency office.
Lambert adds there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered, but she encourages people who have had similar problems with housing and emotional support animals to share their experience. For eNEWS, I'm Caitlin Wilson.
The Service Dog Act is up for review in 2017.
Food allergies can lead to some troubled times in the kitchen and at the dinner table. Sourcing and preparing allergen-free meals or even safety concerns when sending your child off to a birthday party can be stressful situations. I had the chance to meet up with some award-winning locals who have turned this problem into a screaming success.
When somebody sees that you have a dog.
These boys come by their company name honestly. Boisterously getting their kicks on the field and burning off some energy after school is a common sight. What you can't see is the common problem Dawson Wickering suffers from.
So I'm allergic to dairy, gluten, eggs, soy, peanuts, tree nuts. I believe that's about it.
Dawson and his brothers, JR, David and Joseph, are the brains behind local frozen treat company Screamin' Brothers. Their product is free from the top 10 food allergens and use local and organic produce when possible. It's one of the few pre-packaged products on the market that can cater to people with a number of serious food allergies. These young men have not only proven to be successful within their own market, but have also proven to be successful in the business world, recently being awarded the Young Entrepreneur of the Year award by the Alberta Chamber of Commerce. Not to mention, they also have the Dragons seal of approval.
So Arlene and I will partner up. We'll give you exactly what you asked for.
Arlene and David, we'd like to accept your offer. Wouldn't mind if it
Local holistic nutritional consultant Chris Robinson says the symptoms and signs of food allergies she sees in her patients constantly surprise her.
It amazes me how quickly we're seeing allergies evolve and how they're affecting our bodies and how much younger they're affecting us.
The Wickering say what started out as a solution to a family food allergy and a fundraising effort for victims of the Haiti earthquake has blossomed into something none of them expected.
As a 10-year-old, I just wanted to do something to help, right, to give back, and that was my only goal. And I could not have expected it, like my dreams, I could not have expected it to go this far. For sure, it's great.
According to the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology, about 2.5 million Canadians suffer from food allergies. That's almost 8% of the population.
And now, if you have outdoor activities planned, here's a look at this week's weather picture.
Hey folks, I'm Dave Johnson and I'm going to give you your 5-day Southern Alberta weather forecast. Starting off on Monday, it's going to be partially cloudy, high of 9 degrees, and moving into Tuesday, the wet stuff's going to come, high of 8, low of 0, and then it's going to get chillier on Wednesday, so watch out for that snow-rain mix. And then moving into your St. Patrick's Day Thursday, high of 9 degrees, low of -2, and then Friday, 9, low of -3. Please enjoy St. Patrick's Day responsibly and have a great week.
Thanks, Dave. Coming up after the break, how the Kodiak's women's basketball team is handling a tough loss at this year's provincials. And we'll introduce you to a local group of people that aims to give kids the opportunity to play Canada's favorite sport, both now and well into the future.
Hey man, how's classes been?
Pretty rough, man. I've been feeling really depressed lately.
Oh. Well, I gotta run though, so I'll see you later.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh, nice man.
If you or someone you know is suffering from mental health issues, call 403-329-4775 for help.
Hey everyone, I'm Chris Hodgkins, and here's what you guys get to look forward to coming up on Lethbridge Campus Media. Tune in to CRLC The Kodiak this Friday for specialized half-hour shows hosted by our production students. And coming up in print news, our digital journalism students are working on stories about wage disparity between men and women, the YMCA raising money to help less fortunate youth and families access activities, and an LGBTQ policy update in the Church of Latter-day Saints. And that's what's coming up on Lethbridge Campus Media. We will see you next time.
Hi, welcome to this week's edition of the Kodiak Report. My name's Sarah Redicott, and I'm joined here with Sunder West. Sunder plays guard for the Kodiak's women's basketball team, and she was recently given the title of a South Division All-Star, leading the division with an average of 5.6 rebounds per game. Sunder, what do you attribute your success to, and how do you feel about it?
I think lots of my success comes just from the team, and I think that's what's most important to me is the team instead of individual prizes.
Well, that's another thing. The Kodiak's women's basketball team did very well this season, staying undefeated and then coming out with bronze at the ACAC Championships. How do you feel that your team did there?
We didn't do as well as we had hoped. We wanted to make it into the final and have a chance at nationals, but it just didn't work out that way, but we still had a really great season.
So what do you attribute your team's success to?
I think that we're a really tight-knit group, and we're all friends and we work really well together and we just have lots of fun.
Do you have any goals going forward for next season?
Yes, next season we want to get gold in provincials and have a chance at nationals, maybe get a title there.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for being here with us, Sunder West, and thanks for tuning into this week's edition of the Kodiak Report. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Sarah. As you just heard, they set the bar high for themselves this season, but the Kodiak's women's basketball team suffered its only loss of the season at the worst possible time. It occurred during the provincial championship tournament in Vermilion. As Tanya Plain Eagle reports, that alone set them back and cost the team their dream of chasing the national crown.
Confidence, courage, and determination is what the Kodiak women's basketball team kept in mind when they went to this year's provincials. The team lost in the semifinals to Nate, 72-69 on Friday, and in return had them fighting for a bronze medal the following night. Coach Brad Karen says losing comes with playing the sport and reminds the girls that all good teams are bound to lose once.
As a coach, you kind of wish maybe earlier on in the year we would have lost a game so they knew what it felt like.
Logan Monks, a post for the team, says she predicted the Kodiaks would play Nate in the semifinals, which left her feeling nervous all weekend.
It was definitely a letdown in the semifinal, but I think it was good for us. We worked really hard and we played as a team.
This is Monk's first year playing with the Kodiaks, and she hasn't got a chance to play in nationals. She admits that the outcome of provincials was a little disheartening.
But it makes it so fun, right? Like, we went to Seattle over Christmas and we did so many activities, and the girls were like, nationals is a holiday, you guys. Like, we go and we have fun.
Monk says that she is sad that the season is over, but she enjoyed getting to know her teammates throughout the year. With being such a competitive team, the girls have developed a sisterhood. Monk says that there are 10 girls continuing on into next season, that the chemistry should pick up right where it left off. She adds that Karen does a great job in training the new rookies into fitting in, that they should only worry about having fun. For eNEWS, I'm Tanya Plain Eagle.
Ironically, the Kodiaks played the Lakeland Rustlers, another team that was unbeaten prior to provincials, for the bronze medal. The Kodiaks outscored the Rustlers 91-61 to secure third place.
Coaldale Rec Hockey is set to celebrate the end of its season this Saturday at the eNEWS Center. The organization was set up to help make hockey more accessible for kids who may not have the time or finances to play organized or competitive hockey. Our own Aaron Halgan is standing by with more.
Thanks, Halen. As the time and money needed to keep kids in hockey continues to grow, parents find themselves facing hard choices. However, one organization in Coaldale has spent over 25 years providing kids and parents an alternative way to play our nation's favorite game. I had the opportunity to see what they offer.
The idea may be different, but the skills and the goals are the same. The kids of Coaldale Rec Hockey give it all they got when they're on the ice. The No Body Contact League meets once a week for practices and games. All games are in Coaldale, and there is no travel commitment other than to and from the rink. Providing their kids with more free time while still able to play hockey has been a major draw for parents.
It allows us to have them into other programs such as gymnastics. They take dance lessons, they can play ball, soccer. It allows them to do other stuff and find their niche and what they would enjoy to do in life.
Coaldale Rec Hockey is open to all kids between the ages of 5 and 15. The league is split into 2 divisions based on age, and each division has 2 teams apiece. Games run under a continuous clock, with shifts changing every 2 minutes, allowing all players a chance to play and to touch the puck. Organizers say while other hockey leagues are becoming more competitive, the goal is to keep the passion for the game alive.
In your heart as a child, you aspire to make it to the NHL, but the reality is if they're playing hockey as adults, and you know, I was involved with the Alberta Winter Games, and that was that was an incredible epiphany. It's like, my kids can be playing hockey in 50 years. This is what it's really all about.
Neufeld added that in her 21 years volunteering with Coaldale Rec Hockey, there hasn't been a single concussion or serious injury with players.
What should parents do if they're interested in finding out more about rec hockey?
Parents can get in touch with Coaldale Rec Hockey through their Facebook page, but if they're interested in signing their kids up, they should know there is a substantial waiting list growing over the past 5 years.
Thanks, Aaron.
A local man has attracted international attention for a project that began as a hobby. After countless hours spent working in his garage, he's ready to hit the trails in his upgraded ride. Sarah Redicop has more.
This thunderous roar comes from a machine dubbed the monster of all Outlanders. Lethbridge's own Craig Weston has taken his all-terrain vehicle to the next level. The project began as a hobby, but has turned into something much more.
I basically posted it on Can-Am Monsters, which is a Facebook site, and it took off from there. And I just kept expanding it and posting it here and there, and pretty quick it went worldwide.
Weston adds his own style to his quad by creating custom decals. He cuts, then colors these plates with his professional powder coater. A few of Weston's custom additions include a hand-built snorkel and exhaust, as well as a nitrous system. One of his most unique additions is his custom built-in pressure washing system. New Way Motorsports store manager Casey Wilson says Weston is onto something. He says there are a variety of reasons people get into quad modifications.
I think quad customization isn't so much a matter of necessity, it's more of a passion for people, and it's a hobby. So guys just like to make the biggest, baddest ATV they can.
Weston says it's nice to see his hard work is appreciated.
It feels really good. Wasn't sure if I could get it all done in any sort of a time, but it's completed now, and we're ready to move on to the next one.
Weston spent about 300 hours working on his quad. He's been working on it for about the past 7 months. Although it's been a long process, he says he has enjoyed it. He's looking forward to getting started on his next build, although he says funding may slow down the process. For eNEWS, I'm Sarah Redicop.
Although Weston may not have it in his budget to start a new project immediately, he's already planned out his ideas for it. He says some of his ideas will make heads spin. Weston is communicating with various businesses to attract sponsorship.
It's a rite of spring celebrated around the world, and it's almost arrived. Here's our token leprechaun, Alyssa McIntyre, with some little known but fun facts about St. Patrick's Day.
Top of the morning to ya. St. Patrick's Day is fast approaching, but how much do you really know about the patron saint of Ireland and this day to celebrate him? Here are 5 things you may not know about St. Patrick and Ireland. First things first, while traditional St. Paddy's Day celebrations are filled with green, St. Patrick himself was long associated with the color blue. His exact birthplace is not known, but many historians trace his lineage back to England, not Ireland. And the good old shamrock has long been associated with Ireland. This is mostly because it is rumored that while doing missionary work, Patrick used it to help explain the Holy Trinity. St. Patrick's Day itself was actually a dry holiday throughout Ireland until 1970. And finally, if you're saying St. Paddy's Day, you're doing it wrong. Patty is short for Patricia. What you really want to be saying is have a happy St. Paddy's Day.
Thank you, Alyssa. So Megan, what do you think about Ontario's plan to give low-income families free education?
Gotta say, it makes me maybe want to pack my bags and move across the country and start all over again. It'd be so nice to have your education paid for.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think at the same time it's one of those things where even if you're in the lower income, people in the middle class still could deserve that too because their parents aren't going to pay for everything, so it just ends up being ridiculous.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Megan Williams.
And I'm Halen Cooper.